So today I'm going to present a class on how to score your cats in the International Cat Association, or TICA, for both titles and regional and international awards. In the last year, TICA has experienced a significant growth in new exhibitors, which is absolutely wonderful. As a judge, many have come up to me and asked me about scoring their cats. And my usual answer has been, oh, scoring in TICA is really easy, don't worry about it. I'd get a look, kind of like deer in the headlights, and they would walk away. And I would think, well, it'll be fine, because it's not that hard. Until a good friend of mine came over from a different organization and asked me the same question. And I said, oh, it's easy. I gave her my normal answer. And she said, no, Rene, it's not. It's not easy. So I thought about it, and then I remembered. When Clint and I walked into our first TICA show almost 30 years ago, we had absolutely no idea what these cards were with a C and a D or a B. We didn't know what a final was. And international or regional wins, they weren't even on our radar. We had absolutely no idea of what we were doing. It took us a while, and it was more trial by error than anything for us to really get to know exactly how the scoring works. So I'm going to start with scoring for titles. There are 3 classes of cats that can earn titles: champions, alters, and household pets. Kittens, whether pedigree or not, do not earn titles. There are 3 main titles that people work towards: champion, grand champion, and supreme grand champion. So for purposes of this video, I'm going to refer to championship cats, as I talk about the point system. What do these ribbons mean? Well, cats in each class are first judged by color. They're not divided by gender, as in some other associations, or by titles. In fact, we don't even know if the cat we're judging has a previous title. And that's great, because what that means is everybody's on a similar plane. They're on an even playing field. Household pet adults are not awarded color per se. Instead, each household pet's going to receive this blue ribbon that says 1C. And what it means is merit. It means that the cat is worthy of a final. It's clean, it's happy, it didn't bite me, it's sweet. And he could come back for a final if I chose. So I could have 3 black cats. They'll all get a blue C. I could have 2 white cats and 1 red cat. They're all going to get that blue C. And they're all in what we call the category, solid category of colored cats. Once I've done all of them, I'm going to decide which one I liked the best out of all of them. And it's kind of what I liked. There isn't really a lot of a standard for a household pet. And I'll take my top 1, 2, 3. So each household pet's going to get 25 points for their blue ribbon. And anyone that has one of the division awards is going to get 25 or 20 or 15, depending on what they get. So that's household pets. TICA groups cats into 4 categories: traditional, sepia, mink, and pointed. Within those, 8 divisions: solid, torties, tabbies, silver, and all of those, and white. And that means, which sounds a little complicated, is that there are 32 divisions. But not all divisions exist in every breed. Once my color judging is complete, I will go on to the division. So I'm going to explain it like this. Let's say I have 7 brown spotted Bengals. I'm going to choose my top 5. First one's going to get 25 points. Second, 20 points. 15, 10, and 5 towards their title. Next, I'm going to judge all the brown marbled Bengals. They're still tabbies. They're still in that tabby division. I'll have my first, my second, and my third, and they'll get their points. Now I finished all the tabbies, and I'm going to look at my brown spotted and my brown marbled and decide which 3 I think are the best. So let's say my best spotted will also be my best of division. And now he's got 25 and 25. He's got 50 points. My second best of color in the brown spotted will be my second in division. He's got 40 points. But my third in division is going to be my best marbled cat, because I think that's the next best one. So he's going to get his 25 because he's best in color, because he's marbled, and he's going to get 15, and he's also going to get 40 points. Now I go ahead and I judge my seal sepia, my lynx points, my silver Bengals, all the different Bengals, all the different categories. And when I'm completely done and I have done all of my color awards, all of my division awards, the next thing is that I'm going to choose my breed out of all of the Bengals. My top 3 in breed don't get individual points like the division and color do. But you still want them. You want one of these because it means you have a really good chance of coming back for a final, which is where you get your most points. So after I finished all my judging, my class judging, and my ribbons are hung, it's time to move on to finals. I'm going to choose between 5 and 10 cats depending on the class and how many in the count. 25 or more, I get to do 10 for kittens and champions. For alters, household pets, or household pet kittens, I can do 10 no matter how many are competing. Keep in mind now that right now what I'm telling you is that's how it goes, but I have a proposal that's going up to the board in September that will change that so that kittens and championship cats will be top 10 no matter what, just like alters, household pets, and household pet kittens. So it will always be top 10. But right now, today, it's 25 or more is 10, 20. 24 cats are 9, 23, 8, 22, 7, down to 20. If there are 20 cats or fewer competing, I can do 5. And that's how it is right now. TICA scoring is very simple. It involves nice round numbers. If you get a best cat in an Allbreed ring, it's 200 points. A second best is 190. A third best is 180. And it goes down to 10th, which would be 110 points. For a specialty ring, if you get a best, it's 150 points. 140 for second, going down to 10th, which would be 60 points. So it works like this. If you got a best cat, you'd have best in color, a best of division, and a best cat. That's 250 points towards your title. If you got a second best, it's 190, But if you still had a best of color and division because it's a different breed, you'd get 240 points. That's how that works. How many points do you need for your titles? Well, champion Walter, or master champion for a household pet, you need 300 points in one final. The reason that you need to have that final is because TICA believes that in order to be a champion, you must be worthy of a final. Working towards your grand champion, you need 1,000 points plus 6 finals from at least 4 different judges. They need to be any Allbreed finals or top 5 specialty to count for a title. A double grand, 2,000 points and an additional final. Triple, 3,000 points and an additional final. A quad, 4,000 points and an additional final. And then it's the Supreme Grand Champion. You need to have 6,000 points and a best cat after you are confirmed as a quad champion. Now, if you become a quad on a Saturday in a back-to-back format, which is literally 2 different shows, on Sunday you could conceivably become a Supreme Grand Champion if you get that best. Otherwise, you have to wait till the next show. But you can't become a quad and a Supreme in the same show. So that ends my class on actual titles. As you're working towards your titles, those points stay with you. Doesn't matter how many seasons it takes to get to your Supreme Grand Champion, you don't lose those points at all. Unlike your points for your regional and international awards. They're one show season. At the end of that show season, those points go away and you start all over again. So year-end awards are based on points from finals and points for cats defeated. That means the cats that are physically in the ring that the judge has judged, they're the ones that count as cats defeated. For instance, let's say there's 75 championship cats and you get a best cat. So you've got 200 points for your best cat, plus you defeated 74 other cats. So you have 274 points. Let's say you get a second best cat. For that, you get 190 points, plus you defeated 73 cats. So that's 263 points. And that's how the point system works when you are going for your regional and international wins. Top 50 wins will count for champions, and the top 30 will count for kittens. When you reach the 50th ring, you start throwing out your lowest scores if you get better scores. So it's the highest of 50 rings or the highest of 30 rings if you're a kitten that counts for your regional and international wins. If you don't get a final, you actually will get points for each cat defeated in your color or division or breed. So you can still get some points, maybe not as many as if you finaled, but it still all adds up. I know that it's complicated at first when you're thinking about your regional and international wins. So what I've done is you can go to the TICA website, go into rules and regulations, and in your standing rules, you can go into scoring, and it will explain everything about regional and international wins. And as for titles, you could go into show rules to Article 7, and it will explain everything about show rules. You can also listen to this class as many times as you want. Take notes. It will come easier after you've done it a few times. And you'll be able to hold on to your own scores throughout the year, throughout the show season. But remember that TICA will score your cats on both, and you don't have to keep the scores unless you want to. You'll get notice of your titles after they've been confirmed by the office. You'll get notice of your standings in the official standings on the website. I know that there's estimated standings, but they don't count. They are done by volunteers, and they are done the best as they can so you can see how things are progressing while the office is waiting to make sure that there are no errors in any of the judges' books. When you see the official standings is when you know exactly where your cat stands. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and I will have other classes in the future on different things. But for now, enjoy getting your titles and going for those wins. And do ask questions if you have any other concerns or questions. And I just want to give a shout out to the person who put together the sample for me to do this class, and she's from the Mid-Atlantic. Thank you, Cheryl Chamberlain, for your hard work. I always like to give credit where credit is due, and she made it much easier for me to do this class. Thank you.